We're hot, Sean.
We're warmed up. It's
We're
been
hot.
It's been a while since we recorded.
It's been a while since I've talked with a comedian in person.
I
It's
know.
been like about 3 weeks now.
Yeah, close to a month, right? I don't remember when we were. Whatever.
Yeah, for context, my mom just got knee surgery, so I'm her nurse for the month because I'm the only person who doesn't have anything going for them. My dad has work, my sister has school, and I'm here recording a podcast with Sean Barry.
The only other person who has nothing going for it.
Who has nothing else going on. Anyway,
It's
my
fine.
name is Peter Clark Deutsch.
My name's Sean Barry.
Welcome back to Two
Mike
Minimum.
Minimum.
So last time we talked, just the two of us, it was right before we got into our interview with Dennis Chizoy.
Wasn't that?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, sounds right.
We got Dennis and then...
No, wasn't it? Didn't we do all the city ones after that? I don't fucking know anymore.
No. So the last one was when we reviewed the Stormy Daniels show.
Really? Was it that far back?
And then...
that was a different world back then.
Did we do... I don't know what else. Yeah, but that was like... Yeah, no, fucking... Trump was not being impeached yet, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think he was being impeached yet. That was at a whole different time.
Yeah, Trump still had his balls out, thinking he was the man, and he still does, but it's coming back to bite him in the ass.
Yeah,
now.
here we are.
But here we are. Yeah, no, but this was before we did our Dennis Chizoy episode. So if you were one of the many fucking listeners of that episode, because that got over 1,600 plays on SoundCloud,
and that's just on SoundCloud, and then there's a bunch more on every other device. So thank you for listening. I hope you came back for more.
Spasiba, my Ruskies for listening.
I'm not gonna pander. I'm gonna keep being my American self.
Yeah. I don't even know if Ruski is a slur. I don't think. I think
it's a slur.
It might be a slur. Well, I apologize for that. It's funny now because literally since that episode, every other episode we've uploaded, the most listeners have been from Russia.
Yeah.
We're a truly more of a Russian podcast as of now. Than an American podcast.
No people by us like listening to us. Our friends don't like listening, but Texans and Russians do.
Yeah, but people who don't speak English as their first language do, and I apply that to both Russians and Texans.
I think listening to me is a good way to learn the English language.
Yeah. I mean, someone commented on one of the videos saying like, "Oh, this video was good practice me learning English." So.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I don't know. I think I'm pretty stereotypical, like American.
Yeah,
stereotypical
I think we're
New Yorker, anyways.
Yeah, we're both. Well, am I stereotypical? I feel like I'm not that.
I think you're a stereotypical.
I'm more just East
Westchester
Coaster
woke boy.
Yeah,
hey now,
Westchester woke boy. That's still my Instagram handle, even though I'm trying to change it.
It's a little dated now.
It is very dated. I'm trying to think of a thing to change. What I should change it to? DM me if
ladies love the PCD. That's not bad.
Oh, that's so fucking good, but also like I can't do that. Like I really want to.
Right, for my birthday next year, you have to do that. We have 9 months.
Like if I was one of those YouTube narcissists who didn't care,
you could just say a YouTuber.
Yeah, if I was just like a YouTuber who just like honestly had no self-awareness or just didn't care, I would change my Instagram handle to that.
Ladies love the PCD.
Ladies love the PCD. Yeah, follow me. Check out my daily
vlogs. That's what LL Cool J stands for, right?
LL Cool J?
Ladies love Cool James.
Who's that?
LL Cool J. You know who LL Cool J is. I'm only 2 years older than you. should know who LL Cool J is.
Who is this? Who is this person that all these old 20-somethings know about?
I think at 25, I am the last of the millennials, and you are Gen Z, though. Like, right? That's
well, it depends on your gradients. There's a lot of disagreement about it. I think the consensus is that my year is like the cutoff.
I feel like most people, it's like 1980 to 1995 are millennials, right?
Right.
And then 1996 to 2010 are Gen Zers, and then whatever the fuck we're gonna call the 2011 to 2025ers, the Yeetin kids,
the Yeets, Gen
the Gen Yeets.
Yeah, because this is gonna be a generation that only speaks through memes and internet slang. So it's like, they're Gen Yeet. That's the sociological term for them.
I'm gonna give a quick plug to this miniseries on HBO because they need the plug from us.
Yeah.
Years and Years. It's really good. It's just like about a family over the course of 10 years of the modern era, basically of where the worst thing that could happen every day does. It's like a good dark drama thriller.
Oh, nice.
I recommend it. It's
Cool.
only 6 episodes, like 6 hours. It's worth the watch.
Sean's recommendations, and we'll be waiting for that royalties check in the mail soon.
Yeah, Russell T Davies. Give me, like, I don't know, give me $50. I think that's fair.
That'd be fine.
Yeah, if you
50
get 2 new watchers from this,
yeah,
I think that's worth giving me $50.
Yeah, and also, yeah, I mean, those 2 new watchers are going to be from Moscow because it's only Russians who listen to this podcast.
Yeah, well, it's about a British family,
great.
so we're meeting in the middle.
Also, Orlando. We have a lot of Orlando listeners now. I've been checking those SoundCloud stats.
Nice.
Really happy about that.
Yeah.
So people who stuck around since Samantha Ivy, shout out to you guys.
Yes,
Maybe we'll come down to Orlando.
Yeah, pay us money because I didn't get the job I wanted, so I'm not earning any money.
Yeah, I'm not. Well, actually, no, I am making a good amount of money.
Well,
I'm tutoring math now.
I'm making some money. I'm just not making the money I want to make.
Yeah,
I'm not poor. Like, I'm winning enough from doing other people's podcasts and doing some videography stuff, and I'm like, and the photography stuff's doing well. It's just like, I really wanted this job. It would have been a nice 9 to 5.
Yeah, no, it always sucks when it's like, the stable stability.
Like, I'm like really starting to think like, fuck, I am 11 months away from losing healthcare.
Oh fuck, that's so scary.
I know.
That's gonna be me in like 2 years when I just don't pay attention about what my future is. And it's like, oh fuck, yeah, no, we have no healthcare system in this country, and I need to get health insurance.
Yeah, that's
once I turn 26.
Yeah, it's not gonna be good.
Or you could just like gamble and hope you don't break your leg.
No, that's probably what my plan's gonna be.
Oh, that's so scary.
Because I don't get sick or hurt like ever.
Honestly, like I think my plan is like if I am ever uninsured and I get like into a really bad health crisis and I owe like hospitals hundreds of thousands of dollars, I'm just gonna move.
Yeah, no, just flee the country.
Just gonna move out of the country.
A lot of people do that now, where it's just like, fuck it, I can't, I gotta go.
I'm just gonna like learn coding skills and get hired in England or somewhere.
Yeah, a lot of people do that with their student debt. They're just like, I'm out. I can't.
Just like, oh, who's gonna pay you? I don't know.
Sucks to be you guys. Figure it out. Which, all right. I don't advocate genocide too often on this podcast.
Too often? No, you don't do it too often. I think you do it like often.
Whatever. I don't listen to the podcast back. The people behind Sally Mae did you read about this story?
No.
So the fucking CEO or whatever, he took I think it was 200 employees on an all expenses paid trip to Hawaii because they just reached $6 billion of people paying student loans to them. And I'm like, we could just kill these people. Why? If we just fucking murdered them, if we got like 50 people who are like, fuck it, I'll murder some people, student loan debt's done.
I think we
just kill them. Like, we just.
Because we could get some bipartisan support on that, because that's disgusting.
No, Republicans most Americans are in debt for fucking stupid reasons because you told us when we were fucking 16, well, you have to go to college. And yeah, look, this is a comedy podcast.
Well, it's also funny because none of us have debt.
I have a little bit of debt, but
I thought you told me you didn't.
I don't have like enough that I worry about it.
Okay, well that's good. Yeah, because like I just like it's kind of crazy how like. If I did have debt, like I probably wouldn't be doing this podcast because like I went to a state school and New York State schools here are very well funded. So we're like halfway to being like a European country in terms of our education.
Yeah, pretty much.
So very, very inexpensive to go to school here.
Yeah, no, it's a whole thing. Like people just fucking, I don't know.
Yeah.
What's so much societal problems in this school? Do we have anything for comedy?
I do have something very wholesome for. Our
we can get it. Let's get negative first.
But like, how has comedy been treating you for the past 3 weeks, Sean?
Actually, pretty good. I'm on a bit of a hot streak in terms of shows and just kind of killing it on them. Honestly,
fuck yeah.
I don't like to say that, but like I just like I've been comparing comedy a lot more to baseball, really, where it's just like you just go on hot streaks and you go on a little bit of slumps every now and then. But like I'm on a hot streak right now.
Fucking
I'm
awesome,
feeling good about it, and like just trying to build up that batting. Like I'd say, like how baseball works, where there's the major leagues, AAA, AA, single A.
Mm-hmm.
I think right now we're like at AA.
Mm-hmm.
We're like, we're not making like we make $20 a show maybe, but like we'll eventually get up to AAA. We're making like maybe a few $100 and traveling a little bit more and getting out there, and then hopefully one day we'll make the major leagues and like we're getting real television spots and stuff.
Hell yeah, major leagues of comedy. I always like in my head I always considered myself like a Class A open micer. I was like, I'm past at the Strip. I can up my rank internally a little bit. The arbitrary rank that only I use.
I do that too because you see people that are just so you don't come to Lucy as much as that. anymore. But a girl who was just 16 years old came out for the first time, and she was really good.
Awesome.
Like, yeah, she came with her mom.
Of course, they always do. Like they always like the teenagers.
Yeah,
that come with her.
I think she just needed the ride, and I'm like, that's so funny.
Did she plan on coming back, or was this like a one-time thing?
I don't know. I mean, she seems. I assume she has fucking high school to go to. So like,
Well, yeah.
we'll see. I think she liked it though. She was good. She wasn't bad. But we asked her like, hey, who are some of your who are some of your comedic influences?
No.
And she said, well, I grew up watching Trevor Noah, and I felt like I'm a fucking 1,000 years old.
Oh, I thought it was gonna be a lot worse. I thought she was gonna say
that's
like
pretty-
I thought she was gonna say like Logan Paul.
Oh, that'd be bad too. No, she seemed cool. She seemed smart, like a smart young girl. And like, I'm just like, Trev, like, she doesn't remember a time with Jon Stewart. Like,
that's true.
I'm
and
like,
Jon Stewart was amazing.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Verbal meme here. You know the gif from Saving Private Ryan of Matt Damon aging into the old man? That was me when she said I grew up watching Trevor Noah. That was Trevor. Like Trevor Noah's 2 years older than me.
No, he's not. I think he's like 30 something.
No, I think he's only like 20.
Really?
All right, I'm gonna
no
look
way.
He might be 30.
I think he's like at least 30 something because I remember hearing about him back in like 2012. There's no way.
Well, no, he was. All right, there we go.
Because he was.
All right, you want to take a guess real quick?
I'm gonna say 33. They're all like 33.
I'm gonna say 31 now.
All right.
He is. Okay, he's 35. Okay, never mind. You're
closer without going over.
But still, he's pretty young. Like
But
like he's not. Like, he's a millennial like me.
Oh yeah, no, he is a millennial.
But you're a Gen Zer, so.
Well, so here's the thing: is that the gradient I actually decided to follow in terms of that is that I think that if your first phone was not a smartphone, you're a millennial. And if your first phone was a smartphone, you're Gen Z.
Okay, I had a classic Razor.
Because I had one too. I actually had two phones that weren't smartphones before I had a smartphone eventually.
There was actually
one
before the Razor was like a little bit bigger. I can't remember. I don't know what the Razor. I wish the Razor came back.
I think that's a fair gradient because like I wasn't part of that I wasn't part of that like generation of like 3-year-olds who were given iPads and like ever since then have like not been able to stand an unstimulated moment in their life at all.
Their brains are whatever. Yeah, like I can't believe no one's come out with like the dumb phone. I would literally call it that. Where like you have probably like they just have the same texting capability of a smartphone. But like that's honestly it. That's all I really want.
It's like Cricket Wireless makes a phone for toddlers.
But like yeah, though, like I want that. You know, just like I'm so tired of checking my.
Like they totally should do that. They should get into the old person market and the young kids market.
Well, like honestly, wouldn't it be great that your phone you just had it for texting and calling?
Yeah.
Right? Like I don't need the constant stimulation from Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, all this shit that I hate and drives me nuts. Twitter.
No, it's like, dude,
I
every
don't even
time
have a Twitter, but I'll use my Safari to look at people's Twitters. Like that's how much. I used to be a Twitter fucking addict, and I had to fucking delete. I had to delete my account because I'm like, this is killing me.
Yeah. No, I've made a better effort in like not checking social. Like every time like I like for example, I had like a Hard Times article published recently. I was really happy about that. And like before then I wasn't really checking Facebook much. Every time like I posted something to see if it got likes and stuff. But once that article posted, I'm like fucking checking all my social medias I posted it on. Like every 10 minutes being like, oh, I want some of my comedy network to be impressed by me. Can they invite me to a show, please? You know?
Yeah.
But no, I'm trying to do a better effort and to not like. I mean, Erin shared something I thought was really funny on her Instagram. That was just like, no.
Shout out to Erin McLaughlin.
Yeah, shout out to Erin McLaughlin. Erin McLaughlin.
Whatever.
She shared something I thought was really funny. That was like, no, I'm sorry, I can't go out tonight. I'm too busy opening up the same 4 social media apps and closing them every 10 minutes.
It's very true. God,
I'm like, yeah, that is right.
Today.
Yeah, but so what else has been anything else going on with you in terms of comedy?
I'm trying to think of like anything particularly interesting. Just I've had a bunch of good shows. I've had. I've been Mike's podcasts have been going pretty well. The Big Barry podcast is also starting to tick up their numbers a little bit too, which is nice.
Any Russians?
I haven't looked at the demographics.
I've been obsessed with the demographics. Like ever since Chizoy, like we've gotten like all these crazy cities because his like reach is farther than Russia. It's like in Europe a little bit too.
We definitely talked to like a major league Russian comic.
Well, apparently he's like, so someone commented on YouTube as well, being like, "Oh, that's a funny joke." When he said he was popular in Russia, because like apparently, and I kind of gauged that when I looked into him a little. I think he's like not as big as maybe other comedians there. 'Cause
Yeah.
I think like there's not a lot. I don't think I've seen him on a lot of like TV spots, but then again, it's also fucking hard to know because every video that he is in a language I can't
Understand. Yeah, we
So,
should like start asking like
I have-
Australian comics and like South African ones. So we say they're foreign, but we still speak
Yeah.
English. Although his English was fine, it's just his comedy's in Russian.
Yeah, no, it's like I just assumed he was big because he had 125,000 subscribers. I'm like, that would be big here if a comedian
and
had that
if
many.
Once you have, I think the new barometer is like 15,000. You're kind of legit.
Oh, I think even lower than that. I think if you're a comedian with even like 1,000, it's like whoa, like if
well,
you're able to
I met
amass
a comedian over the weekend at Lucy's who had 18,000. I'm like, oh shit.
Was he at a mic?
She was at the show.
Oh,
She was
the
at
show.
She was on the
Gotcha.
same show I was on. I'll give a shout out to her, Jack Steloso. You probably already follow her, but she has 18,000 followers.
Yeah,
Yeah, she was nice.
awesome. Yeah, is that all your comedy news?
I have a big show I'm producing.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's at the Up Lounge in Nyack. It's gonna be a really fun show. I'm only hosting. It's Jimmy McDonald's our headliner. Frankie Becerra, Alex Kohler, Caitlin Murphy, and Marcus Gavon. Just
Very funny lineup.
Just a fucking murderer's row. I like. If it's the only show I'm gonna put on, make sure it's the best. One of some of the best comedians I know.
Are you trying to get like a monthly show there?
Yeah, it's kind of
Yeah.
monthly or at least quarterly. Is our kind
What's
of
the
what we've been
room
talking-
like? Like how many people can you fit in that room? I mean, I'm probably
I
going to
think-
go to it too.
Yeah, I think she said we can get like 60. So
Okay, yeah, so it's like Lucy's. That's
yeah.
good.
Plus, if you look at my flyer, it's $20 tickets, but that gets you a free drink.
Right.
Which
Also,
means you're buying a ticket and a drink, but
Yeah.
whatever.
also, we have a show.
We do have a
coming
show.
up.
Which I've been like, I thought about that yesterday. I'm like, we haven't done fucking anything for that.
No, it's fine. I mean, we haven't
like, oh, that's 7 weeks away. That's no.
we haven't finalized the lineup yet, except
Well,
we have one.
We have one yes, and
Yeah.
we're gonna figure out the next 3. Right? We want 3 more
We have,
comics.
we have. We need a headliner and then 2 more feature
Yeah,
spots.
okay, yeah, that's
so
right.
we're gonna have Samantha Ivy on, who was on the podcast.
Yeah, we can announce that, and then
who's-
we're working on finding a cool headliner.
Yes.
We have some connections, and we're not going to announce it quite yet.
Yeah, right. We definitely know who that guy is.
Yeah, we definitely know.
It's going to be a very, very special,
Or
funny
woman.
person, or woman. Not
Yeah.
to give it away at all.
Yeah,
But I think we're looking for 2 more feature spots. But they're definitely going to be people we've had on the podcast. We're having a lot of guests come on.
yeah. We're
future.
gonna do a big record over the next week and a half or so.
Yeah,
from
yeah,
a bunch of future episodes.
So we'll get that finalized.
I think the next time you'll hear just the 2 of us. I think we're gonna try and do it just before our show as a way of just kind of plugging that. I think.
Yeah. But so anyway, I guess we'll get into
Yeah,
my
yeah.
comedy news that I found. Comedy news time, Sean. You know what that means? I heard you exhale. I'm like, oh boy, here it comes.
Wang, 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 go wang, 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 wang. Damn. Another one. I hate this
I
show.
ripped the hinges off and put it in the boy's hands. Put it in the boy's fucking hands. I think that's how it goes.
Yeah,
Oh, very funny, guys. So
here we are.
we talk a lot of drama on this show.
we love ourselves some. I do love me some. I hate it, but I do love me some gossip.
I mean, I have a love-hate relationship too with drama, but also I don't want this to be like just like a drama podcast, which is what I was fearful about when we talked.
It was the first 4 months of this.
Oh
show.
yeah, especially when we spent like 3 episodes talking about Bomb Squad.
Yeah, I know. But hey, it got us. Well, it didn't get us because we flew ourselves out, but it got us.
Bomb Squad kind of shaped the
It changed
format
how the
of this
show was going.
podcast.
Yeah.
What the fuck's his name? Anthony something. I forgot the guy who started
Oh,
it.
you know, we should shout out some of our San Antonio friends. I know our friend Larry Garza had surgery recently,
Yes.
so we're wishing him well.
Mhm.
That, and then our
Fuck
friend
cancer.
Tori is going to be in town next week, actually. So if you want to get around to one of your shows,
Very funny.
very funny
Was
lady.
part of the Altercation Comedy Festival in Texas, which is a big festival there.
Yep, and
Yep.
yeah, it's very funny lady. So she's looking for spots and guest spots.
Shout out to Chris Grulon for being a loyal listener, 'cause I'm sure you're still listening to us.
Yeah, he's
Thank
still
you
listening.
for sticking around. So yeah, no, I got some wholesome news here because I'm like, you know what, we talk about too much drama, and I want to get something that isn't drama. So I found this WAPO article. So you already know it's not
Please
real.
call just the Washington. You definitely knew I'd be upset if you calling it Wap.
Did.
Yeah.
I have in my notes just Wapow.
Okay. All right.
The headline is comedians are being hired by the hour to help dementia patients. Their goal, a full belly laugh. So basically, this was started by this comedian named Danny Klein Modisette, who is an author and former stand-up comedian. And I think she teaches stand-up comedy at UCLA. So she's one of those comedy instructors. Did you ever have a stand-up comedy class at Ithaca?
Did I have a class?
No, I'm not sure if you took one, but like,
no,
was there one?
There was no classes for it. There was a comedy club, which was kind of stand-up, improv, sketch, whatever you wanted to be, and then there was I think a stand-ups, which was a separate club where it's a little bit more.
Okay, because I know some colleges just have like, here's a guest lecturer.
Yeah,
lecturer.
Yeah, I didn't get in. I failed my audition to get into the stand-ups club.
Please welcome our guest professor, Bill Burr. He'll be teaching stand-up comedy.
You could have a stand-up teach like public speaking.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think that's.
I mean, I am currently considering a run for Congress. Because our local representative Neil Lowry is retiring in 2020. And it's one of those things where I'm like, joking, but I also feel like I could win.
Hey, if Joey Salads can run for Congress.
But here's the thing. I actually think I could run and I could win.
Then do it.
Yeah.
I'll campaign for you. We have a platform right here. I'll be your campaign manager.
You realize you need to move to DC, though, when I win. And we have to keep doing this fucking
podcast in DC.
Just keep doing it.
It'll be like, honestly, that wouldn't be the weirdest thing in Washington.
Yeah, if I was just...
former comedian.
I got to pump out some open mics real quick.
Yeah. Oh man, so how was the bill hearing today, Sean?
I don't know. I think we're nuking China. Whatever. So, anyways, I eat a lot of food.
So anyway, yeah. So Danny Klein Modisette moved her mother from Manhattan to an Alzheimer's care center near her Los Angeles home in 2016, and she noticed that her mom, then 84, was sad and withdrawn, which happens a lot with like people,
Yeah, you get moved to a home. They're like. Not prison camps, but like, all your friends are going to die.
Yeah. Well, I think this was at her home. This wasn't at like a home. This was
okay. It was in her.
But like, what I'm saying is I think people who... What I've been told from my mom is that like there's either people who have dementia and they're like really sad and bitter, or there's people who are just very jolly.
Yeah, very jubilant.
Like my grandmother towards the end of her life was very, very nice, which was great for us because if she was annoying and rude, we would just been like,
these pillows are gonna be used more for my elbows.
Exactly. It's like, but essentially, her mom was sad and withdrawn, and then she was actually talking to her dentist about it, and she tearfully told her dentist, saying that she wished she could hire a comedian for her.
Oh,
and her dentist said, "Well, why don't you?" And then so she thought, well, yeah, why don't I? So she made a few calls, and soon she'd hired a stand-up comedian to visit her mom for 8 hours a week. So this comedian, he came over.
How much was he getting?
I don't know.
I'd say if it's like 30 an hour, I think I'll do it.
It probably was that.
If it was $30. Yeah,
you could woo comedians for all sorts of things for the right price.
Yeah, you really can.
When I mean the right price, I mean like $20 minimum an hour.
Yeah, basically, yeah, slightly above minimum wage.
Yeah.
All right.
So she says that the comedian told Klein on one of his first days, her mother Klein, some days I don't want to talk either, Muriel. When someone gets in my face, I think, fuck, do I look like I want to talk? And then her mother repeated saying fuck and started laughing. It actually wasn't fuck. It was like a Yiddish word, but like I don't know Yiddish.
Yeah.
But essentially, this comedian made her laugh. And throughout the week, her mom became more engaged and started eating again and laughing again.
Oh.
And so in early 2017, realizing that other seniors with memory loss could also benefit with some slapstick and one-liners, Modisette launched Laughter on Call, an organization that pairs comedians with dementia and Alzheimer's patients. The group also puts on laughter workshops and live comedy shows at care centers.
It's nice.
Isn't that fucking sweet?
I guess. I mean, yeah, like it's nice. Like it's good for these old people. Like,
I mean, I was like thinking about how when I was reading this article, I was like, wow, what a fucking selfless thing to do with comedy. Because like I think when we think of like pretty much every comedian, when we think of like our perception and our goals in terms of comedy. I think it's very self-centered and narcissistic, where it's just like we're kind of focusing on how we can get people to like us for our gratification. I remember Drew Michael when we went to go see him live, Drew Michael did a bit where he was like kind of like breaking down how dishonest comedians are being, like comedians who say like, oh, I do it because I want to make the audience happy. I want to make them laugh. It's like, no, you don't. If you want to make them laugh, just get them tickets to the Book of Mormon. You do it because like you do it like I do comedy because I'm like, yeah, fucking I did that. I made you laugh. you know, look how great I am. So like when it comes to this, like this is like a purely selfless way to perform comedy because it's doing it for the good of helping Alzheimer's patients deal with their illnesses and making them better. Because none of them are going in to these thinking, oh yeah, Muriel's going to follow me on Twitter.
Yeah, well, you get a little bit of a following.
Yeah, but by the way,
I would go into it being like, all right, Muriel might have a cute granddaughter. Like that would be like, I'm not going to not be selfish about it.
Yeah.
Like,
hey, I'm doing a tight 5 in front of your grandmother.
What happens when the comedian starts hooking up after the shows? Like he's just like, hey, what's up?
I actually cut this out from the outline of the article for the podcast, but there was like one blurb that was like, she was going on about how this comedian would go about his daily routine with her mother, and he was just saying like, oh, every time he comes in, she always holds his hand while he tells her jokes, and like sometimes they turn the music on and they start dancing, and I'm like, oh no, I hope he's not fucking her. I
would love that story down with him fucking her. That's probably the nicest story we'll ever do on this show.
I mean, we'll see how the world goes. We'll see it.
It definitely is.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to send us in stories, if you want to send us in your own personal stories.
No one's emailed this in a while. Email us in something. I don't know. I don't know.
Just send us some. Send us some love.
I don't know. We have 30 minutes to fill.
Oh well, we have a lot to talk about with this. I think.
Now we've already exhausted it. I've exhausted it. Like my whole my whole bit would be just he banged the dementia woman.
Yeah. No, I just think it'd be funny.
It does remind me of this movie I saw that's terrible. It's called Punchline with Tom Hanks from the 80s. Basically, it's like a Star is Born where he's supposed to be a veteran comic, and this woman drops out of med school and decides to start doing stand up like an idiot. Finish med school and just take the money.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, imagine this terrible scene where like, you think this is what he goes up to her. You think this is what comedy's really about? She just kills at a club. You think this is what it's really about? I'll show you what it's really about. And it cuts to him in a kid's cancer ward telling jokes. This is what stand-up's really about. And I'm like, that's not what stand-up comedy's really about. That does not happen fucking ever. That does not. I would never, I would do stand up for kids with cancer. But they probably have good senses of humor.
Yeah, and be like, I'm thinking about killing myself.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't.
Have you guys accepted your mortality yet?
But actually, though, those people usually people who are very ill making jokes about it because it's a way of ascertaining power over it.
And going back to Drew Michael, which I will go to.
People who most get offended by dead jokes are the people who didn't have it happen to them, but happened to someone they know.
Well, yeah, that's his argument. That was Drew Michael's argument about suicide, where it's like, it's not suicidal people who are offended, it's suicidal adjacent people.
Yeah.
Because suicidal people, you compared it with like people who make jokes about their wife, and then the audience is just like, oh, honey, that's us. It's like, yeah, I make jokes about suicidal people, and suicidal people are like, oh, well, I can't tell anyone, but that bit is great. You're going to hear how good that bit is in my note later.
Yeah.
Which check out Drew Michael, very funny. I'm trying to get Aaron Aaron's getting into him.
Yeah.
Just because like I think he's like one of the most unique performers.
Aaron's quests in terms of celebrities. DM Kyle Massey and tell him to come to her show on the 23rd.
Right, Kyle Massey, who I learned
notably of Corey in the House.
Right. That's her mission. She's doing, she's very funny. She's doing
a show.
What
happens if he does show up? That's my question.
Then Aaron's.
I think you have to fuck him, right? Like.
Yeah.
like if you do that, you have to.
I mean, if he came all the way out, I mean, he lives in California, I bet. So if he came all the way out.
If he flies all the way to Pleasantville, New York to watch you do stand up, you have to at least blow him. Minimum. Even if he's married, I think that's like the protocol.
Well, so also the story with that is she's also like, she's actually like friends with him on Instagram, like, friends in quotation marks.
Yeah,
I think
quotation
they follow
marks.
I think Well, actually, I'm not sure if he
No,
follows
I
her.
think she's just comments on his things and
And
he's,
then- and then he says-
he'll respond back.
Yeah,
That doesn't
yeah.
mean you're like, you know.
But that's like such a thing with Instagram now is that you can always contact like E-list celebrities and they'll respond.
Some A-listers have their DMs open.
Yeah.
Like,
But do they respond?
sometimes, yeah.
Yeah,
Like
'cause-
fucking Mark Norman responded to us. I mean, he's
Yeah.
not an A-lister, but like he's big enough that he shouldn't be responding to random DMs.
Right. I mean, we're trying to get Daniel Simonson on the podcast. If you don't know him, he's been on Colbert and also Myers. He's from Norway, but did comedy in Britain before coming over here. So we DM'd him on the account.
Yeah.
Which I'm not sure if he's been using it recently, but we'll see
We'll
because
find out.
we hope to get him on.
Yeah.
We have some mutual friends I saw on Facebook. So
Yeah, it's nice, but the thing is,
we'll
like,
hunt him
the
down.
more friends you become friends with on like Facebook and stuff, like in the comedy game, they usually might have bigger connections. So like bigger connections will like pop up like, hey, do you know this person?
Yeah.
And it's like, oh no, that's Dwayne the Rock Johnson. I shouldn't friend him.
Yeah. Do you know Bill Burr's opener?
Bill
like
Burr.
it's all.
We actually do kind of know Bill Burr's opener.
Yeah. No. What's his name again?
Paul Verzi.
Yeah, his name is Paul Verzi.
Yeah.
Which I totally knew, and I'm going to edit that in. So I made.
Yeah, that's fine.
No, I wanted to friend him on Facebook, but he has 5,000 friends already, which is
Yeah.
the maximum. So.
It's weird that that's the maximum
Yeah.
though at this point, right? Like,
Yeah.
then again, you shouldn't have 5,000. I think I have like 400 friends.
400.
'Cause I do a purge every now and then, just like get rid.
Yeah, I do mini purges where it's just like if I get like a 3 strike on someone where he shares like just too many dumb memes, just too many dumb memes, and they're not someone who's in my comedy network here in New York, I'm gonna unfriend
Even
them.
when they are in my comp, I'll unfriend
No,
them.
no, I
I
can't.
unfriended a comedian, and then he refriended me.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm like, you didn't really get it, and then I accepted it like an idiot. Oh, who's calling you?
Hello. Hello.
This is not a solicitation call. Hi, this is the credit card.
Trying to get hacked by Russians. That's what's
Yeah,
happening.
yeah, that's probably will happen.
I honestly was thinking after the Chizoy episode dropped and we got like a bunch of listeners, I'm like, man, I feel like I should change my passwords on a bunch of
Just
things.
do it quick. I don't know. I feel pretty good. Like I'm not worried about it.
When I was in Russia, I couldn't log on to any other Gmail account that I wasn't already logged in on because Google was like, we don't trust this shit at all.
That's which is a little fair. They're known for their snoopering.
Yeah, so no, I honestly I remember like a long time ago getting like, were you trying to log on to Gmail in this remote location in Siberia? I'm like,
No.
no.
I mean, thankfully, none of my no important information's in any of my accounts. Like, no social security numbers, no credit cards or anything. So,
Right.
yeah, I'm
So
pretty good.
don't fucking try us, Russians.
Yeah.
Just listen to the podcast.
Just listen to the podcast and hope for a revolution so you guys can be free like Americans.
Yeah. Hopefully that'll
Let's talk about democracy
democracy
and how LeBron James is a communist. These are facts. He did literally sell out American democracy for the Chinese.
I just don't understand like why any of them are like, you know what? My Twitter opinion's gonna change it. It's just like, no, you're digging a deeper hole for yourself.
LeBron James' Twitter opinion would change some people's opinions. Like, there are some people who are big enough, like, if they say something, people listen, and I think that's the big difference.
But the problem is, like, China just has so much fucking power over our companies because they make so much money there that, like, even if LeBron James says something, the NBA are going to be like, that's cute, LeBron. Anyway.
Well, actually, he's the one, like, if all the players stand up and be like...
Oh, if that happened...
If you're like, hey, democracy, good. Killing your fucking people, bad. Tiananmen Square. You know,
okay, actually, now that you put it that way,
courage is standing up for your beliefs when it's hard, not when it's easy.
Right?
Which is why when they cower to like bullshit, like South Park is again the only people that have any fucking balls in this world. Because they truly don't give a fuck, which is nice. Must be a nice feeling.
Yeah,
like when human atrocities occur.
Yeah, I just think China has. I mean, China has so much power over the world.
They're gonna win. Like China's gonna win, and we all have to kind of accept it.
It's so fucking. I know it's just so sad. And
if you sold a Coke to every person in China, you would have sold $1.2 billion Cokes.
Yeah,
worth of Cokes just for sell it all for $1. Like that's fucking. It's a lot of fucking people. Same
Yeah.
thing with like India and like Brazil. These are just these places you don't think about because America's so America. But like, there's a fuck ton more people than there are here.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why we got to build that wall.
Man, honestly, I can't wait for our podcast to get blocked in China now.
Good. China, ban us.
We're standing up for Hong Kong right now.
Yeah, we stand with Hong Kong.
We're standing up for democracy. We're the true...
Yeah, stop killing your fucking people. People hate America, but in our country, we can tell Donald Trump to go fuck himself to his face, and he can't do dick about it.
Even despite how much he wants to.
Despite how much he wants to. You can try it. Like,
Yes.
you can't do fucking shit to us.
Yes, please send this episode to Xi Jinping's office.
Winnie
please,
the Pooh.
With exactly, with like a picture of Winnie the Pooh. Because we here at 2 Mic Minimum, we're trying to make a difference because we know we can with our. I mean, we have a bigger audience than most podcasts right now.
That's true. Yeah. Well, actually, we probably said this in Russia too, right? Like, hey, Putin. All right, Putin might really be bad. Putin does
could
might be
actually
worse than
ban us.
Xi Jinping. I think they're at least efficient where they just kill you. Putin's into the torture thing, which
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
So we're not.
I can't wait for us to finally get a Chinese comedian on, and now we have like this.
Well, China has a hard time with comedy there because of this thing called freedom of speech.
Exactly.
You can't make fun of popular figures there because that's considered disrespect. There's a lot. As a weeaboo myself,
that's not even Chinese.
I know that was the joke. I've learned
that was racially.
I've learned a lot about
So not only are we banned in China, we're now canceled now. Sean, good job.
Listen, there's a lot of things people say where I'm like, why wasn't this canceled? Like,
well, yeah, I mean, because it was probably in the '90s when it's
people like recently say things, and I'm like, if you were just a slightly lighter skin shade, you're not allowed to say that.
Well, that's also how I feel about like some like people who are Me Too'd, but like just people didn't care enough for them to actually be canceled.
Yeah,
like,
Jeremy Piven.
Like Jeremy Piven. I mean, we don't have any qualms about saying that.
Yeah, I'll say
like multiple accusers.
Yeah, like he's a bad dude.
Bad dude.
Yeah, no, like I don't.
Anyway, you can see him at the White Plains Comedy Club if you traveled back in time a month ago.
He'll probably come back.
Really, Frank wants. I guess he's
Stormy's
bringing money to the club, so that's why Frank.
Yeah, he's a name. People will come. He'll probably do the same shitty 45 minutes. Stormy Daniels is coming to laugh it up in Poughkeepsie.
Fuck yeah,
coming back. We can get her back on the pod.
Want to talk about the David Landu situation a little bit?
Oh yeah, that was a while. We said we were going to do it last episode, and then we didn't say it, and then we're like, we'll do it for the next one, and then a month went by.
Yeah. By the way, guys, I want to get back to this article and finish it up a little bit because I'm going to title this episode based off of this article.
Just say it's a catch up episode.
But anyway, yeah. But anyway, David Landu, that was fucking something.
We'll flash back to a month ago when Jeremy Piven was at White Plains, and he did 4 shows over 2 nights, and they all sold out more or less. I mean, it wasn't. I don't think the last one wasn't a sold out, so it was basically sold out. And there was the people were there. They were excited to see him. He was fine. Objectively, he was fine. Like, people laughed, and that's the goal of comedy. Not my flavoring. Not something I personally ever pay to watch, but that's whatever. But the first 2 shows kind of went off without a hitch. The fact he was very grumpy. Actually, check out the White Plains Comedy Club page to see some of the fan photos of him where he's mid-eating his steak taking his pictures, because it's very funny. Then the 3rd show, and he's also shooting a movie right now in Jersey, which, admittedly, movie shoots are very fucking long. They're very long, they're very tiring. I've been on them myself. So I get it. It's a long thing. But you made a commitment, and you kind of need to honor your fucking commitments. That's the whole point of, that's why you fucking do this. And so on the 4th show of the night, he bumped Dave Landau from the featured spot. So the show was only like 55 minutes long total.
Dave Landu, by the way, just a bio. He's on the Anthony Cumia show, I believe.
Yeah, he's part of Compound Media in general.
Yeah. Just to give a background to him.
Very funny guy. He had a show over at Lucy's that night, and I heard he absolutely killed.
Yeah, he was headlining. I got to do a opening spot, and I killed, but he also killed.
Yeah, exactly. They killed, and then he was going to come over to do the featured spot for Piven, which I think was only going to be like 15 minutes anyways.
Yeah,
and it's just Piven just was like, can we just wrap this up? Like, that's right. Like, he's like, the show was going to go to probably like 11:15 max, And then but he wanted to be done early so he can go home and have sex with his daughter. Daughter, girlfriend. He dates young women. And so, but yeah.
What the fuck, man? I mean, here's the thing. Imagine being headlining a club, absolutely crushing it, going to another club to do a feature spot for an actor, and having that actor tell you, yeah, I'm just going to take your spot off.
Yeah.
Like, that's fucked up. That's so fucked.
And not even like, it's one thing if it was me or you.
Yeah, exactly.
But like, Dave's like a top, he's a AAA comic.
Exactly.
Yeah. Right? Like it's both. It's just bullshit.
That didn't sit right with me, especially when you think about. So I was talking with some comedians at the Strip, and they were saying how like Steve-O, for example, who does stand up now, he has the self-awareness of how he hasn't really been doing it that long, and the reason why he's able to draw a crowd is because of Jackass.
Steve-O, yeah.
And because of that self-awareness, he like really doesn't try to like step on any comic's toes, or really like he understands that, like, you know, in terms of like the comedy landscape,
in terms of
he's
stand-up,
like
he's
kind
not a
of
good comedian.
he's below other people, and so he would never try to like pull something like Priven did, where he's just like, yeah, I'm just gonna bump this comedian who has more talent than me.
Yeah, like Dave Lynn has more comedic talent, like his pinky, than Piven, his entire tiny body.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just sucks.
Starting podcast beef.
I'm saying,
Jeremy Piven.
I so like wanted Piven to be a little bit more of a dick, and like a classic like tough guy, and like give tough guy me a little bit. So
you had the fantasy of beating the
just
shit
beat
out
the
of
shit.
him.
I did. I'm like, man, this has been fucking awesome. I could beat this, but he didn't.
Hell yeah.
He was actually kind of kind to me. I just saw his reactions, treatment of other people, and I'm like, fuck this guy.
Yeah,
and he definitely assaulted those women.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna say that he definitely
He
did.
definitely did.
Just given his attitude and his womanizing, gross attitude, toxic masculinity.
Yeah, pretty much. He's
Very
just
toxic.
So
I really don't like using the words toxic or problematic, even if I think they're good words to use in the sentence.
the word problematic got ruined.
Exactly. The thing is, the problematic is still like a fine word in the English. Like toxic is a bit of a hyperbole. But problematic is like, it used to be a fine word to use in the English language, but now every time I say it,
anytime somebody has a problem with someone,
yeah,
like this, he's a problematic comedian. This is a problematic. Oh god, I have a fucking dickhead friend who was like, yo, the new Watchmen shows, politics are super problematic. He fucking sent that into our group chat. I'm like, shut the fuck up.
Well,
like,
not even.
Hey, it's a fucking TV show. And it's not, because it's anytime you're like, this show's problem, it's not. It's just a fucking fictional television show. It's not fucking real. It's there for entertainment.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, well,
No one watches a show with a guy with a fucking blue dick hanging out the entire time. It's like, that's how I should live my life.
Not even with people who use it in a political way, but even if I just use it in a normal sentence, like if I say like, oh yeah, my mom's walking right now is a bit problematic. Like every time I use the word problematic, I can hear like a white girl in the back of my ear going, yeah. Like, well, I don't like using problematic.
Another one like that though is like if you're just like agreeing with someone.
Yeah. Oh,
all right,
boy,
we're back.
yeah.
That's loud. That got loud real
the
quick.
The battery failed.
Yeah, battery died.
But thankfully, I saw the flash in the machine right as we were getting
no idea
cut
what
off.
we ended on there.
Yeah.
I think we're at like 48 minutes.
We're
so
at 48
go
minutes.
For another 10.
So I'll get back to this article that we were supposed to talk about for
this
the
article.
episode.
Definitely no one cares about.
But I like it a lot.
It's a nice article.
I mean, so here's the thing.
But,
like,
there's not much
this
to
isn't
go on.
something for. No, I think there's plenty to go on. I mean, the thing about this is that it's not for like every comedian in terms of like, could I do it? Like, I don't think you and I would do it.
I could do it.
You think you could do
like,
it?
I spend time with my grandma every now and then, and like she doesn't have dementia.
Do
or
you do
anything.
your tight five around her?
Well, I gotta tell her jokes and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I talk about. I always close my eating pussy bit with her. She loves it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, I remember your grandfather.
Oh, your grandfather could really chow down.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I do, but like, she like I'm my grandma's favorite grandchild. She's told me that like a million times.
Hell yeah.
She's told me that to me in front of other grandkids too. Like, I'm like, goddamn right, grandma.
I want to like use that as your title for one of these episodes, featuring Peter Clark Deutsch and Sean Barry's grandmother's favorite grandson, Sean Barry,
and Mary Lynch's favorite grandchild, Sean Barry.
Yeah. But I actually watched a video of like one of their like sessions where they went to a care center and like what I gauged from the comedians who were doing it was like, oh, this is like very improv based. Like I feel like people who have that. Oh, a little tired there, aren't you?
I'm a little tired. I worked out today and a late night last night.
Like the comedians who are doing it were more like, oh, okay, let's see, like these kinds of people.
Yeah, they weren't. The stand-ups are dirtier than fucking improvers. That's just how this works.
But I don't think a lot of them were exclusively improvers. I think there was also stand-ups too. I just think like the kind of engagement they're looking for is like people who have like more of like that positive, cheerful background, which you find more in improv than in stand-up.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't be for me. I don't think I could do it. I mean,
I could if I was getting paid well enough. I could fake it.
Fake being funny.
Fake being happy.
For the right price, I could fake being happy.
Yeah.
That's such a funny line, like a philosophical line or whatnot.
Yeah.
Oh boy. But basically, the last thing I wanted to get into with this article is that she was talking about. This is weird to me. So she was saying how there was one game that the team of her comedians put on, and it was called Titanic Remembrance Day show for several dozen people with dementia.
So they're just trying to get them to remember the Titanic. Like, just put on the fucking movie, first off.
Put on the movie, cut to the sex scene, you're done.
Yeah. Well, that's just a good movie. I'd watch all of it.
I mean, I like the Titanic too. I watched that obsessively as a kid. And then as I got a little older, I was just like, where's the boobs part again? Okay,
yeah.
There it is. It's at 207.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I think
I think it is at 207.
Yeah.
No. Let's see. I'm trying to remember the movie now. He's like, they start hooking up. The movie's 3 hours long, so it's around. I'm gonna put it at like 68 minutes.
60? No, that's way too early.
No, I think that was the first hours of the setup and everything, and so you figure that they're breaking into the second act. They're starting to hook up. The last hour is the boat fucking falling apart.
That's true.
Yeah.
So.
And so then they're hooking up and banging. They bang in the car.
Well, do they bang the same night as when he draws her? I think they do, though.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. He draws her tit, and then
so it would be around.
I wish I could draw.
It would be before.
That seems like, hey, can I just draw your tits real quick? Yeah. All right, cool.
Just two circles. just two misshapen circles and a dot.
Yeah, exactly. Nice.
But no, I think it's like around the 2 hour mark then, because like then they go in the car and that's when they hit the iceberg, is when they're in the car still, I think.
No, they hit the iceberg when they're separated because they have to get back to each other.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, see.
Spielberg, you're a tricky motherfucker.
Also, that's James Cameron, so you're all over the
fuck. It's James Cameron.
I know me some Titanic facts. All right, Titanic
Remembrance Day. All of the residents were made shipmates, and the band started leading them and singing "Amazing Grace." I looked around and saw that everyone in the room was smiling and laughing, and I knew that I was witnessing something remarkable. I mean,
Peter, it's all right. So we're on the Titanic, but we're stand-ups. Are we gonna be like the guys playing the instruments, being like,
exactly?
We're all like, they're told to leave, but we're like, no, we need to get some final dick jokes off.
It's been a pleasure performing with you,
gentlemen. It's been a pleasure telling dick jokes with you.
So what's the deal with the League of Nations? All these nations come together and think they can get shit done.
Yeah.
We can't even get shit done in Britain, right?
There's no razors yet. Check out my wife's bush.
My wife's got the hairiest bush. It's like the Amazon jungle.
Can't even find my dick down there. Right. Thank you.
It goes in, it just disappears. Where did it go?
Yeah.
And then we die.
And then we drown.
Then we drown in ice cold water.
I think hypothermia kills them first, and then you drown.
Yeah.
What a way to go.
The comedians performing their last sets on the Titanic. It's like, yeah, we're not rich enough to get into the lifeboats, so we gotta go down with the ship.
Yeah. Or the one comedian does get on the lifeboat and like, hey guys, can I do a quick 5?
Like he's just like writing material down about the shipwreck.
Like, this is gonna be funny. I'm gonna figure this out.
When I get to New York, I'm gonna be like, you wouldn't believe what happened to me.
So he drives right into it. How do you miss an iceberg?
I mean, people, come on, right?
Yeah. Come on.
And that was the beginning of Charlie Chaplin's career.
That's the final season of Marvelous Mrs. Maisel.
Man, the Titanic. That
show take place in the 20s.
No, it's much later though.
No,
It's like
whatever.
the 50s, I think. The Titanic was like the
It was
9/11 of the 900s.
Oh yeah, it was a big thing.
Like I don't think
Now
there
it's
was
just a joke.
I don't think there was any events before 9/11 or between 9/11 and the Titanic sinking that like killed more people. Like
No, there was definitely more. Titanic only killed like what? How many people died on the Titanic?
like
A few hundred.
2,000. No, I think
No,
like a
all
few
right.
few
All right.
thousand.
Well, this is why
actually.
we
It's
have phones. All right.
honestly crazy how many people died.
All
Like
right.
that's why it was a big deal because it was like holy shit. Like this cruise liner carrying
many-
like 1/100th of the world's population just
All right.
sank into the fucking
how many
Atlantic.
died? 1,500 people were killed on the Titanic. 832 passengers, 685 crew members. Sucks to be the crew guy, right?
Yeah, I mean
All right.
if you like
I'm just gonna just Google mass death tragedies.
yeah, like I think if you cut off like genocides, I
Yeah,
don't think there's an
okay.
event that killed more people.
Okay, yeah. The most of them are Great Chinese Famine, Taiping
Right,
Rebellion,
right.
Rebellion, World War One, World War Two. A lot more people died in World War Two than they died.
No, but when
right,
you
in
cut
terms
out
of-
like the wars and the genocide, I'm talking about like one-time
okay, like
events,
a one-off.
Yeah, like plane hitting the Twin Towers, Titanic hitting an iceberg. I don't think there's a.
All right, listen to disasters in the United States by Pearl Harbor.
That's true. Okay,
Pearl Harbor.
Yeah. But like that's what was crazy about. I mean, Titanic was. I mean, if Titanic happened now, it would be tweeted about like in 2 seconds. But like the Titanic back then was just like people waiting in New York City for their loved ones.
Yeah.
And then like 5 boats come back and they're like, yeah, it fucking just went down.
Hurricane Maria killed over 3,000. I just has a list like that was really relatively close.
Yeah. What are some hot death facts we can
All right,
end on?
death. Okay, so between, let's see, shipwreck, the Sultana. People forget about that. That one had 1,700 dead. So, a lot. Never. I guess she just shouldn't have been on a boat. Oh, Katrina.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that was after 9/11, but let's see, another military strike bombing. The Ronan in the Mediterranean boat. That's 1,100 dead. Yeah. All right. So Pearl Harbor and
Yeah.
a few other hurricanes killed a bunch of people.
I mean, like the movie Titanic, that was made entirely off of like first-hand accounts of like survivors being like, "Oh, and then this happened."
So this is
and-
a fun.
Yeah.
This is the Titanic podcast now.
The Titanic podcast,
you know,
one
you-
of like 100 that probably exist
No,
already.
definitely. So James Cameron, actually, every crew member, person on the Titanic was accounted for in the movie. Like every extra, even just like that was you were playing a real person.
Mhm.
The only 2 fictional people were the main characters,
Right.
Which he decided because it's just like picking any 2 would be like putting other people's lives above others. So creating,
Oh yeah.
makes sense.
That makes sense. Good way to direct a movie.
Yeah, and
make
it's a
characters.
Incredible film.
Hell yeah.
Incredible.
No, honestly, I do like the Titanic. I mean, I was actually obsessed with it as a kid. Like not the movie, but just like the story of the Titanic in general, because it was just it's so like just like extraordinary.
Yeah,
Just like oh fuck, this giant ship,
Just giant.
sank.
Some assholes building a new one.
Yeah.
Well, then again, like more people are on like your Carnival cruises than they were on that.
Yeah. Have you ever heard the conspiracy that like it was sank on purpose?
No,
There's like a conspiracy about that. Like I don't know the full details, but it was like, or there's like that, or there's a conspiracy saying like it wasn't an iceberg, it was like a boiler room explosion or something. I mean, who knows?
I believe that too.
Who knows? I mean, who knows? It
I
was
mean-
like around a time. It was around like again, if the Titanic happened now, it would be tweeted in seconds. But back then, it was just like
people
it
be
was.
tweeting as it goes down.
It was back then. Only like 500 people knew what actually happened, and that was like
I feel like if more people knew,
well,
because
yeah,
like there was like there's still like even back then they had like ship.
or telegrams.
Well, they had telegrams. They also had what
Right.
do you call them? Like manifests, where they knew everyone was accounted for. Like, wasn't that boat supposed to get in today?
Yeah.
Fuck is it? I know it's big. You should be able to see it. But I mean, it's a little misty outside, but I should be able to see it by now.
Yeah. Yeah, no, but that's fucking crazy, and it's also wild that I don't know the full context of that game that they did for the dementia patients, but
So
that was weird to bring joy.
yeah, to bring joy, but again,
Just-
just show them. Just have them watch the movie.
I guess it was an improv scene. It was just like someone gave a location, and the only location this woman
The
knew-
Titanic.
Yeah.
That is so funny. So like every like hacky making fun of improv, give me a scene, and people are like just pick horrible shit.
the only like, give us a place. The Cubs Stadium, 1912.
Cubs, Wrigley Field. Come on.
Wrigley Field. Yeah. Wrigley Field, 1912.
Yeah. All right. Let's play an improv game, Mike. Give me a location and a place. Location and a
Location.
time. Location and a time.
Okay, I want you to do let's do Miami, Florida, 1970.
Oh man, this shit is good stuff. I am not making. This is a white guy doing this voice. I am playing a white guy making fun of Mexican guys, but I'm doing a white guy voice. That's. Oh, look at all these dancing go-go dancers. Yeah, man. Women's bikinis are really high up, and it's very sexy. Although you can still see their bushes. Razors still haven't been invented yet.
I remember my grandson now. Just like
Just a cokehead.
Thank you. Happy
Thank
to
you,
help.
everybody.
You can follow me at Sean Berry 69420.
I might change my name to that. Howdy.
What are we on?
We're past an hour.
We're past an hour, so thank you all for sticking around for hearing 10 minutes of the news story that I decided to put on, but hearing 50 minutes of us banter and catch up.
Yeah.
We hope you stick around because we got some amazing guests coming up in the future. We have Chrissy Mayer, who's...
Should we promise that we haven't asked her yet?
I asked her. She said she wanted to be on.
Oh.
She said she wanted to be on,
but we haven't picked a day yet.
Well, I'm just saying in the future.
Okay, yeah.
Like
all right.
Chrissy Mayer
will be
who's
on.
she's a New York comic, but she's performed all over the place. We're gonna have Zach Russell, who's a Boston comic, talking about Boston.
It's not your fault.
You better fucking listen to that.
Yeah, if we like,
my boy here is really fucking smart.
If you like the Titanic talk, wait until we do an hour and a half on Good Will Hunting and The Departed and The Town and all the other Boston movies.
Then we got Brian Morris. He's from Madison, Wisconsin. We'll be talking about Madison. We got Jamie Gravy and Nick Fields, both Dallas comics. We're going to be going back to Texas. So we're excited to be doing that. And finally, we have slated Marcavelli, who is a comedian / photographer. He's pretty much done every New York City comedian's headshot here.
He immigrated to the United States when he was just 3 years old, but he lived a lot of his life as an undocumented worker, but he recently got his immigration status, so he to talk about doing stand-up while having to worry about it being deported.
Yeah.
So that'd be fun.
And he's a citizen now, so don't fucking get on his ass, Republicans.
Try,
you
baby.
can't do it. He's a citizen.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? All right. Other than that, this is come out next week or this week actually. November 14th is my first show at Up Lounge, Nyack, New York. Check out my Instagram at BigBerry63 for constant updates on that. It's gonna be a really fun show. Hope you can come out to that. And look for more updates from us on our own show, the 2 Mic Minimum show at Lucy's Laugh Lounge on December 7th.
Fuck, I have a show I need to plug. Let me find it real quick.
You get the edit of this, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Is there any other shows coming up? I feel like I have one more.
Here we go.
I'm going to be at Pace University, but you guys can't get tickets to that. So
You can see me at Broadway Comedy Club. I'm going to be part of Dwayne Burress Jr.'s show. That date is going to be November 13th at 7 p.m. So check me out there.
All right, guys. See you next week.
We
for
love
more
you so much.
2
2 Mic
Mic
Minimum.
Minimum.
Kisses.